Welcome back, everybody. Back in the studio for a few days and then on the road next week. But in the meantime, we wanted to get you all warmed up because I'm thinking you're probably cold wherever you are. That's why we wanted to bring you a show brought to you by Casa de Campo in the Dominican Republic. Our friends down there celebrating their 50-year anniversary. That's coming up in March, which is kind of cool. Meantime, if you go to the web, casadecampo.com, and you see the pictures, what you see is what you get. It is a fabulous time, and those pictures are glorious. Check it out. Family vacay, buddies, golf vacay, whatever, combo deal. Go to casadecampo.com. All right, with that said, let's bring back Gilles Gagnon, who's been down there. And Gilles, you tell me it's been cloudy for 2 days. So I guess you don't have sunny skies all the time at Casa de Campo, right? Just most of the time.
About 99% of the time we get sunny sky. I mean, we're going to get some of it a little bit today, but yeah, it's been a little cloudy, and it's funny because it's been about 70, 72 during the day, and I got 3 sweaters and a stocking cap on for me. It's but
That's
people
crazy.
love it. It's not 85 and 88. People love to play, and it's for people from the north. I mean, they think it's perfect.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, compared to I was at the PGA show, and I was in West Palm Beach, and I want to tell you, it was 40 degrees there, and you probably could tell with my voice there. We got a little cold, and I'm not used to that. To see I mean, that show was amazing. There was so many people there. I've never seen anything like it in 45 years.
Well, it was interesting. I was walking around with you one day, and I was amazed. Every booth we stopped at, Gilles, whether it was a huge company, one of the big boys, or a smaller company, you knew somebody in every single booth. I guess that's because you've been in the business for a while, right?
Well, I think I think it's almost 50 years now.
Yeah.
Between Colgate University and yeah, I've had a lot of people, and it's fun. But I think they recognize you first, and then they said hi to me or something.
No.
That's how we got it. But yeah, it was. We had Casa de Campo. We had a bunch of meeting with Jason Kachek, who's our VP of Sales and Marketing. So we had a lot of meetings, but I walked with you probably about an hour and a half, and then I think the next day we went out for about an hour. That's about it. But it was amazing, like you said. Every booth, they came up. There's so many different gadgets now they're coming up with. It's just amazing. Like we stopped where a guy who's got a phone and he can measure closest to the pin by pointing at the pin and then pointing back at the ball, and it goes into some place where the tournament is being run. There's all kinds of stuff, and the equipment obviously is amazing. Titleist and Srixon and Ping and all these amazing company that are going out there and making different golf balls and clubs, and I don't know, it's pretty interesting. And I visited a couple of guys with the Newton shaft, which has become really popular.
Yeah.
And so it's it was fun. And what's amazing is the young kids now that are involved in podcasts. Obviously, you're very popular, and these young kids that are there, that they have all these. No Laying Up, for example, was at
Right.
Casa de Campo, and I played golf with them for 3 or 4 days, and they got cameras, and they come and sit in the room and they talk, and they got 38,000 people watching them within 10 seconds. And then they have another 30,000 that's listening, and. Good was here, and you had a bunch of baseball players, that we had here. You had the list of who was who there for a while, and you got that list now. Some of these baseball players, I know obviously heard of them, watch them play, but they got stuck like me in Miami for a couple of days. Also, a couple of the guys that was coming. So anyway, so it's been interesting. It's always interesting. There's always some famous people here, and in March we're going to do the grand opening of the Teeth of the Dog, and I sure hope you're going to be here with us.
Yes.
And
I look forward to it.
It'll be great. We're doing a bunch of pictures now. We've had some old picture of Pete. Even when his wife, they got married.
Wow.
The 2 sons, and some of the stuff at Casa de Campo. So Jason's come up with an amazing idea. So when the entrance of Teeth of the Dog, we'll have a little story as people walk in for the grand opening. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. And for our listeners and viewers, Pete Dye, we're talking about the legendary golf course designer who built all the courses there at Casa de Campo. So as we celebrate the 50-year anniversary, you got to celebrate Pete Dye and the amazing things that he's done. Hey, you mentioned Albert Pujols, the great baseball player, St. Louis Cardinals fame. They called it the inaugural Players Cup 2026 deals. Of course, Albert was kind of the de facto host. But then you have CC Sabathia, Hall of Fame pitcher, Jimmy Rollins, great player for the Phillies, Ken Griffey Jr., Hall of Famer, Andrew Jones, who just got announced he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, Pudge Rodriguez, the great catcher from Puerto Rico, Texas Rangers fame, Hall of Famer, David Price, Russell Martin, Anibal Sanchez, who came within one out, one bad call of a no-hitter, Justin Upton, Mike Lowell. I mean, my goodness, Gilles, these are big-name baseball players, and they were out there bouncing it off the walls at Teeth of the Dog. They had a good time.
Well, yeah, Albert is a member at Laguna Country Club, our private club, and he plays golf. If he's not managing at one of the team here that during the baseball season here, he plays golf every day. And I tell you, there's days that he plays 54 holes a day. He's
really
got a buddy there that he plays with, and a couple of guys, and they go around and around and around. And let me tell you, when you play with them, you better be ready because they hit and they go. So you better fire. It's kind of a fire drill. Everybody's firing up at the same time. But he had a very nice event, and it's already booked for next year, and I'm sure we're going to do a little better next year with the people because everybody was here, just had a wonderful time. Everybody said they had a great time, and they had dinners at different places, and so it was a big success. So we're very happy.
Yeah, that lineup I just mentioned, Gary Sheffield, another one who was a great player in Major League Baseball for a long time. Maybe next year I'll come down for that. That's kind of cool. Also, look at my phone, Gilles. I got my email from Casa de Campo. Super Bowl night. Join us in a relaxed open-air ambiance with premium drinks, live DJ energy, setting the perfect scene for the unforgettable Super Bowl. Hope it's unforgettable. This Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. local time there in the DR. Teeth of the Dog driving range, Gilles. That should be a party. That should be fun.
We do a couple events in there. When we do our Pro-Am, for example, we had 275 people. We had 52 teams in each one, and it's a great setup. You just set up on the driving range. They bring some floodlights, and they put a buffet out there and a table, and then we do night golf. They set up night golf, so people go out there and hit some balls, and so the putting green is there. We have a little bar. We have a bar that's part of the event, but we also have a bar there that is that's permanent. And so it's really fun. We've done quite a bit. And that's Super Bowl. We got a giant screen, so it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm sure people are going to wear their jersey type of thing. We have a lot of people here. Actually, I have a friend of mine that's here from Plymouth and Massachusetts, and I want to tell you, he's a diehard Boston fan.
Yeah.
Well, my wife spent a bunch of times there. They've some treatment at Mass General, so we're grateful for Boston and New England. So she's all in for New England. The games were actually pretty interesting. That young quarterback there for the Patriots is pretty amazing.
Yeah, Drake May. Yeah, and he's going to be tested, though, Gilles, because the Seahawks are favored for a reason. Defensively, they are outstanding, and they've looked awesome leading into the Super Bowl. The Patriots made it in that crazy game in Denver where it was snowing, but it should be fun. I was going to ask you who you're rooting for, but you answered me already. You and Mary Lee will be rooting for the Patriots.
Yeah, maybe I'll just go with Seattle so we have a little bit of argument or something, a little dissension at the house. I love football. I love, professional football, college football. Watching, Indiana win the championship was pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, it was.
But it's hard to, Miami, my daughter went to University of Miami, so, we were a little bit, cheering for Miami, but watching Indiana come back and do this, and now the Super Bowl. Football is such an interesting, there's so many people involved in this, and in the game, and the millions of people watching it. And, I can never understand how can you go in Green Bay, it's 20 below zero, and sit on the top bleacher there, the wind's blowing, when you could be sitting home in front of the television and watching it right there. But people get into it. Buffalo, they're shoving snow, and it's just great. Sports is, I don't care what sport it's so amazing what sport does for people. I just think it's a wonderful, people get together. Sure, they're against each other, they want to win, but it never seems to turn into a war kind of thing. It's I don't know. It's so much better. Other than the Ryder Cup, when it became a little bit of a war.
Well, it does bring people together. For example, on the Teeth of the Dog range, when you guys have your big party this Sunday night, not everybody will be speaking the same language, but everybody will be watching that TV cheering for their team. So it is cool. Sports is neat in that regard. There's no question about it. Hey, I wanted to ask you this. Go ahead.
A very interesting comment, by the way, Doug. It's funny, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, we're probably going to have about 6 or 7 languages being spoken there on that thing. You know, with the Italian and the French and the the French Canadian and the French are a little different, but Spanish, obviously, German. I mean, that's a very good observation. You know, there are not too many places where you go to watch something like this, or when I go to dinner sometime with Mary and I will go to dinner and we're sitting around and we're talking 3 different languages at the table.
Right.
So it's a great observation. That for sure it's going to be like that.
Yeah, and it's camaraderie, right? It brings us all together. And I think the only thing that maybe gets better ratings than the Super Bowl is the World Cup, that other football, the soccer football. And I think that because that goes a little more globally, although the NFL Super Bowl goes to, it's amazing how many countries it goes to and how many announcers from each country will be in Santa Clara calling that game. Hey, I wanted to ask you, last week Justin Rose wins out in San Diego, the Farmers Insurance, and I was there. And his caddy, by the way, Mark Fulcher's a friend. And Fulci, the last time Justin won in 2019 out there, Fulci had a heart condition, had undergone surgery. So it was kind of a special deal for him to be back in the bag. But Justin Rose, Gilles, 45 years old, a guy that travels with this van, souped out van that has all the workout equipment, the red light bed that he lays in, the oxygen tent. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I mean, he's 45 going on 25, Gilles. Pretty impressive what he's doing. And he's out driving the younger guys, Gilles, by like 25, 30 yards.
It's really amazing. And you know, I have a friend of mine that, I don't know if you saw in his bag, it said Fly House. So
yes, I saw that.
All right, so Fly House is a private jet company, and
okay.
And one of the partner was here playing with the guys from Boston, and he was cheering and going crazy. But he said that Justin Rose is probably the nicest person you ever want to meet in your life. He's, you know, he works out, like you said. He's got that souped up van there, and he works. You know, he's very dedicated, and you know, he wants to win, and obviously he blew the field away. I mean, he played amazing, and it's. Yeah, at 45. I mean, you know, you don't want to give up. I mean, we always seem to think when you're 45 or 50, like you're pretty much toast. Well, you know, I try to convince myself that's not true. But you go out there, and I think if you work out, which he does, you know, you're gonna lose some strength. But you know, look at Miguel Angel Jimenez. That is. You know, a resident here when he's not on tour.
Right.
And that man can still hit it 285, and, you know, he still hit it a long way. And when he plays with the young kids there, he's pretty just as far. So, yeah, it was great. I think it was great for golf. To see Koepka coming back, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, you were there. What kind of reaction did he get out of that? Was it a pretty decent reaction, or?
Biggest crowds of the week other than Justin Rose the last day when everybody was kind of following the winner. But Brooks Koepka had the biggest galleries, 100% positive. They were so pumped up. You know, golf fans and PGA Tour fans, they like their guys, their stars, and he was back, and they treated him like the star who had returned. Didn't play particularly well, did make the cut, Gilles, but he was last in putting for the week. And I talked to his caddy, Ricky Elliott, who said, you know, we got to get back to work on the greens. You just need to put a little more work. And he's playing this week in Phoenix, so I suspect he'll do better. Now, he's won in Phoenix before, too. But he was a humble guy. It was great to see. I mean, he appeared like a guy who was just so excited to be back and was soaking it all in, high-fiving kids, signing a zillion autographs. It was really a great scene. I really appreciated what I saw from Brooks Koepka.
Well, I think it's nice to see. I think he realized that the best tour is the PGA Tour, and that's the history is there, the tradition is there. And yeah, sure, he's exempt to all the major, but I don't know, the PGA Tour, and again, you know, some people maybe like live. I mean, I'm not against the guys making money, but, you know, blasting music everywhere, and you know, it's kind of a show type of thing. I'd like to see, maybe it's boring. You know, somebody say, oh, it's boring to watch golf on TV. Well, I tell you what, I watch golf on TV all the time, and listen to you when I'm traveling around. I listen to the radio. Even in the office the other day, I had it on, and it's almost. This way I can work and I could listen and I know what's going on. I just have to look to the right to watch my TV. But no, you guys do a great job there describing the action. You know, golf is, sure, it's not football, it's not basketball, it's not hockey, but man, the talent and the skill that it takes to be a winner is pretty amazing. And I love to see Koepka back. And I mean, the world would probably end there if DeChambeau decide to make the jump, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, he has 1 year left in his contract. Patrick Reed, by the way, announced on Wednesday before the Farmers last week that he wanted to come back to the PGA Tour, and he's going about it a different way. He's going to play the DP World Tour all year. Already has a win and a fourth-place finish in the first 2 tournaments, and the top 10 players at the end of the year at the DP World Tour get back on the PGA Tour, so he's kind of taking a different route. But I think eventually all these guys will come back once the financial things are all worked out. Hey, you mentioned Miguel Angel Jimenez. The Champions guys played a couple of weeks ago in Hawaii at Hawaii, which is, I've never been there, but on television it looks amazing. Gilles, I know you beat your age by 6 shots about a month ago or so. How about this? Bernard Langer, 68 years old, by the way, and he shot a 64 in the final round, and that's the 34th time he has shot his age or better in competition. I mean, Gilles, nobody's even talking about that. I think that is amazing.
It really is amazing. I mean, I'm not that crazy about that long putter part, but in terms of the talent, the golf that he's played, and the longevity, and he's pretty. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You look, and I mean, when you get up there and he's playing with these, young, a lot of people used to say, like, you get to 60, you're pretty much done on the tour, because these 50, 51, 52 guys are coming in. Well, you got Langard, and you got you got a bunch of guys out there that are, I don't know how old Stuart Sink is. He's not that old.
No, Stuart's like 52. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimenez is 62, and he works out. I know you see him with the cigar and the glass of red wine, but let me tell you, he's up in the morning, he works out, plays golf every day when he's here, goes back to his house, take a little rest, come back, hits ball for a couple hours. I mean, he's dedicated. And obviously Langard, I have a place in West Palm that I go to every once in a while, and his son was playing some junior, and you could see him walking around with the kid, and he's a family, really, really dedicated family man, and he's got a nice family, and so it's good to see. I mean, again, my only thing for me is the long putter. I think these putters, to me, needs to get out. I mean, it's, I mean, I know it's not cheating. I just don't like to see it. I just don't like to see these long putter.
Yeah.
Changes things to me. I know Jimenez drives him crazy. He doesn't, when we talk about it, he hates those long putter. But yeah, shooting is at 60, 30. How many times did you say? 30 something?
34 times now he shot his age or better in competition. I mean, the final round, he's 68 years old. He shot 64 in the final round, Hawaii.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
That's now, and the one thing in playing with you and watching him, I need to hit it in the fairway more. Langer he misses like 2 fairways every time he plays at the most. And he hits it about 275 right down the middle, and then he throws it up on the green. And I mean, it's pretty simple when you watch Bernhard play. Pretty successful too.
You don't play enough. I mean,
no.
How many times you play? I mean, we played here together just about every day. You were here, 3 or 4 days, and every day you got better, and you could see you're getting better and better and better, and you hit it a long way, and you got a great swing. It's just, I hit it in the fairway a little more, but I play a lot more golf than, like, right now it's been 3 days because, I didn't play when I was at the show. It was like, didn't go to the gym, didn't play golf, and the withdrawal was really bad. My wife says, you're in a really bad mood. You better get to the gym and then play golf, because I think you got to move out.
That's funny. That's good stuff.
I know you're a big workout guy, and your wife obviously is I mean, she's in amazing shape. Great to see.
She's on me all the time, Gilles.
Yeah.
She's on me. So I got to get, in fact, when we sign off here, I got to hit the gym. You know me. Hey, listen, we appreciate it. All right, so we got you and Marilee are rooting. Well, you're going to go Seahawks. She's going Patriots, just to kind of even things up. And so that's good. So have fun at the Super Bowl party at Casa de Campo. I wish I was there, because as you mentioned, they have a super bar as you watch the Super Bowl. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah, a super bar. I mean, you're gonna back off. If you got to play a lot of Langard, you can't be hanging around.
No, you can't.
All the time. I'll tell you that. I spend a little too much time at these dinners that I have too, and we actually have Golf Week that's here with 36 Raiders this week. So I met them, a little talk about history about Pete Dye and how we, the renovation and Jerry Pate, and So I'm interesting. They're playing it this afternoon, their last round on the teeth. So I'm interesting to see what kind of reaction they're going to have. I just told them if we're not ranked number one, they might not be able to get out of the country.
Right. That's right.
They said, well, that's okay. Then we'll rank number two. We're not going, man. We love it here. We don't want to go. I need to come up with a different threat, I guess, for these people.
It's all about politics, Gilles, no matter what you're talking about.
I know. Well, that's it. I can't wait for you to be here in March. And, we good luck with your traveling. And it's always great to be on with you and appreciate it. It's always an honor to speak with you. And, you're good friends and get your game in shape because I need some pesos when you get.
I hear you. Thanks, Gilles. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Good.